Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the next horrific episode of Random Rhapsodies, Sonnet of Blood. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for this Curse of Strahd playthrough. And joining me around my virtual table tonight are Brandie, Dyto, Joe, Marty, and Natalie. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Why is it gotta be horrendous? That's just.
Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Marty?
Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D, in-depth character creator right in your web browser, which is where we built our tokens for this evening's game. You can build your own today at heroforge.com.
Thank you, Marty. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or even putting your favorite picture as your background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show descriptions. Last but not least, next Monday we are back with another episode of the Aethertech Wars. The team just kind of managed to outwit some more goblins and are currently heading back to the surface, dragging along a gigantic metal contraption. Who knows where it's going to go from there, but it should be interesting. That's at 6 p.m. Central Time this Monday. I'm also going to be on Lost Caravan RPG this Saturday, which is the 16th. I'm playing some Pathfinder, and you should definitely come and check out that channel as well. It's pretty good. Now, you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_rhapsody. We're also on Blue Sky as Random Rhapsody and on TikTok as Random Rhapsody_TV. And that's going to do it for our announcements. So join us as we dive into the land of Barovia and continue on with the Conclave expedition as they attempt to survive a Sonnet of Blood. And we're back. So you should know by now how we do our recaps. We offer up the Random Rhapsody coin to whomever does the recap. The coin is good for a free nat 20, which means that, yeah, if I do it, I get the coin, and I will absolutely use it. I've been waiting for it. So, unfortunately, usually somebody volunteers. So, who wants to volunteer today?
I will do it this week.
Okay, well, Urzak, tell us what happened last time on Sonnet of Blood.
All right. Last time on Sonnet of Blood, the Conclave expedition reached the town of Varos, and the vibe was immediately weird. The party were checked and searched for signs of lycanthropy before heading out into the streets, where people were smiling a bit too much. After making their way to the Blue Water Inn, the party gathered some info and decided to take the night to decide what their next steps are. Danika made some new friends and snuck into the Church of the Morning Lord to dump off the gaggle of orphans the party is gathering. Now, as the morning comes, the Conclave expedition greets the new day and decides what to do next.
Okay, well done. There you go. There's the Random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It only lasts today's session. Well, expedition members, you've all awakened to the sound of ravens cawing from the rooftop above you. The sound forces your eyes rudely open into a dimly lit interior. You're in the rooms of the second floor of the Blue Water Inn, apparently the only inn in the town of Varos. The skies are hazy as the light filters in through the curtains. The skies are gray with that ever-present haze of clouds, and the sun is very, very barely visible above that ever so much hanging canopy. You are all sleeping in the pair of rooms you've rented at the inn. The ladies in one, the gentlemen in the other, the kids split between the two, and the ever-vigilant Vide sitting in his usual spot in a chair with, hat drawn down over his eyes, but watchful throughout the night. And yeah, thankfully, your evening's long rest was uneventful for once. So let's all be thankful for small flavors. Let's all be thankful for small favors as you click the long rest button on your character sheets. Yeah. Anyway. As you all begin to waken up, and you're listening to those ravens just cawing overhead, the sun is, like I said, visible at least somewhat, and you have an entire day ahead of you. So, with that in mind, the day and the town of Varos are yours, expedition. So, what do you want to do?
We were going to do some shopping today, right?
Yes, we were.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
at
think
least
that
check
was
out
the plan.
town, yeah.
All right, what's our first stop?
I want breakfast. Little Davos chimes in.
I forgot you're here.
How can you forget I'm here, Corwan?
I don't know how I did.
You're so quiet.
Somehow I did.
The
Wishful thinking, maybe.
the two other kids kind of laugh at that. They're giggling. Davos is not quiet at all.
You
Yes,
don't say.
That's the point.
Yeah, we can get some breakfast. Like Lena was like, "Are we sure we want to drag them around town? I mean, or do we want to keep things quiet and not?"
When you say that, Irina kind of raises a hand. She's been sitting out in one corner on a chair in the room, one of the rooms that I assume you all are gathered in right now discussing this. She says, honestly, I'm I am feeling a little worn down after everything that happened the last 2 days. If you don't mind, I would like to volunteer to keep the children here at the inn. I would rather a day in and prefer to rest. And I honestly think that perhaps the children should not wander around the town.
Yeah, definitely with these weird laws we've been hearing about. I want to protect them as much as possible. That's a good idea.
Okay. Davos, of course, is like, no, I want to go with all of you. I want to explore the town. And Irina just turns to him and says, no, you need to stay with me and you need to eat your breakfast. I will make sure all of you are fed, and then we will all come back into our rooms and we will sit down and perhaps read a book. I saw there was a small library downstairs. Perhaps while you are all out, you could pick up some things for the children as well.
If they're good and obey you. He's looking right at Davos when he says, like, you gotta listen to everything she says.
Davos, of course, like swells up and he's like, ooh, what do they have here?
I have no idea. We'll figure something out, though.
Irina mentions the gods did say there is a toy store here.
I was gonna say the word toy, but yes, there is a toy store.
Perhaps if the children are very good and stay in the room and be calm and read with me today, they will perhaps get a toy when you all return. But only if you are good. And the 3 children, of course, all line up and stand up straight and tall and kind of give big salutes up to Urzak and Cog and like, we will be good. Irina begins kind of leading them all off into the downstairs to find some breakfast. She has a little bit of coin of her own. So she's going to take care of that for the 4 of them. So that'll at least help you all out a little bit if you're wanting to move around town. A little more inconspicuously. Right. Anyway.
Oh. As she walks away with the kids, Vide's gonna toss her a gold coin just to make sure she has enough.
She catches your gold coin. Thank you, Vide. I appreciate that. Come along, children. I'm sure they have some type of porridge downstairs, perhaps even some fruit. And the children are all, yay, fruit! And, following her. So, where do you all plan on heading first?
I know Urzak would like to go to like a blacksmith or any sort of armory, if anybody would like to accompany him there.
I sure would like to go with you, Urzak.
Sounds good.
I might go too, because I think I could find, wouldn't I be able to at least find material just for some bullets, just to have on hand?
So a blacksmith shop first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you all make your way out from the inn. The room you're on, like I said, is on the 2nd floor, and you're kind of on outside your rooms. There's a balcony that looks down onto the common room, where you can see Irina sitting at a table along with the 3 children and an older, middle-aged looking man heading over from behind the bar towards them, obviously there to take their order. From there, you have to go down a set of staircase that leads to the outside of the inn. And as you do, as you step outside into the inn, you're able to see the town in the muted light of the Barovian sun. For pretty much the first time since you all arrived at night. All along the streets, you can see that shops and homes that line the main road to either side of the inn are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with tiny dead flowers. It appears as though a festival had happened a long time ago, several weeks at least, and the decorations that had been put up have just been left hanging there ever since. You're a little ways away from the center of town. You can actually see it to the east of you as you're all looking about and heading down the stairs onto the main road. You can see that in the center of the square, there's a group of people that are building what appears to be a pyre in the center of the road. People are gathering up big old bundles of branches and wood. There's about 4 of them in total, four men who are kind of lumping all of these together in just a big old pile. They're pulling them from the back of a wagon, which is hitched up to a donkey. Other than that, give me a perception check. You're looking for a blacksmith.
All of us?
Whoever wants to make one.
Woohoo.
15.
21.
10.
20.
Okay.
19.
Pretty good for the most part. You can hear in the distance, you're not sure quite how far away it is, but you can hear a very familiar ting, ting, ting of a hammer hitting an anvil. That a sound that Urzak just kind of gives you fond memories for half a second. You can tell it's somewhere to the northwest of where you all are. There are more citizens of Veros starting to come out of their homes at this point. You can see people exiting homes in ones and twos and starting to make their way about their days. Everybody you can see, with those high perceptions that you rolled, every single person has that big fake smile on their face. As they're going about their business.
This is very creepy.
Mm-hmm. So.
Right. Danika's gonna walk around with everybody kind of wavering, but doing like fake smiling back. Howdy, how you doing? Okay.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good question. Let's go around the table. Is anybody not putting on a big fake smile right now as you step out into the road?
To roll something.
I will have one, but then he's also kind of got that tourist look of like he's looking around trying to see where things are. So he's more maybe in an investigative mode, like trying to find things. But he's gonna have like a smirk. At least.
Ooh, big booty.
Urzak's never been
stuff.
Urzak's never been a big smiler, so it's an incredibly wide, and you can see like his tusks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if a smile could match eyes any less, it would be this. It's just dead eye. Just.
I like it. Anybody else?
Vide will probably have like a little bit of a smirk, but also kind of a what the fuck kind of look.
I think Delphine's face is very similar to Vide's.
Okay, so sounds like everybody is putting on their fake smiles. I would like everybody to give me deception checks, please.
Oh, nat 20 for 24.
Ooh, a 16. Okay.
There's a 5.
18.
Oh, this is gonna go so well.
I got an 8.
Your bard skill, does that apply to deception?
You know what? It might. Let me just look.
Yeah, double check that.
Dun, 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 dun. Where are you at?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It does indeed. So, what would that actually be then? That would be a 17, right?
17, yeah.
Okay. So, that kind of saved you here a little bit. Honestly, like, these roles kind of paint us a picture and tell us a story. And while, yeah, some of you are definitely in what the fuck mode as you put on these fake smiles, you're actually pulling it off at least a little bit. Urzak, it's basically, yeah, it's exactly what you described. It's just more of a fierce, a very angry looking open mouth. You know when you stretch your jaw a little too far and it unhinges a little bit? That's where you're at right now with that.
It's that scene from Beauty and the Beast where they're like doing a makeover on him and he grins and it's just teeth.
Yeah, exactly. And so you start making your way down the road, heading towards the east, which is where you heard the sounds of the blacksmith. You do begin to pass those 4 men who are placing the bundles of sticks in a big pile in the center of the town. Do you interact with them at all, or do you just pass them by?
Danika will go up to one of them and she'll be like, howdy folks, what are you guys putting this up for?
The man turns and has that big fake smile on their faces. They're like, yes, we're setting up for our next big festival. It's looking to be an impressive one for sure, as they're putting these bundles together.
Oh yeah, what kind of festival is it? What is it for?
The Baron is putting on one of his famous festivals. This one is called the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Doesn't that seem wonderful?
Oh yes, sounds very wonderful. But what usually do you guys do at these festivals? Is it just like drinking, hanging out? What do you guys do?
Well, the Baron hasn't quite told us yet. He just ordered us to put this, build a pyre in the center of town. He said something about summoning the sun with a bonfire. I don't know for sure, but he told us to get these all these sticks and branches together and build this today. So that's what we're gonna do.
All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't you tell me about last year's festival or last, I don't know, month? When was your last festival?
Give me a persuasion check, please.
Persuasion? I want to know about the festivals, dang it. So 18.
Okay. The villager just nods his head and he's like, "Oh, the last one was last week. It was the Wolf's Head Jamboree, where the hunters gathered up a bunch of wolf heads and then we put them all on the stakes in front of town. It certainly is doing a great job. After all is well, right?
Oh yeah, all is well. And she kind of mimics his little, I don't know. It looks like you're doing a hand thing.
And then as you say that, the three men who's been helping, they like stopped and have been listening. They kind of chime in, all will be well!
Danika's gonna be like, oh yeah, all will be well. And she kind of backs up a little bit and then turns. All right, let's go move on.
Absolutely. Now, as
She
you're,
turns to Dyto. Oh, I'm so sorry.
no, go ahead.
She turns to Dyto and she whispers, "Wolf's Head Jamboree. Doesn't that sound like a blast?" And she gives her like a oh my god, what the fudge?
I think I don't want to be here for this festival tonight.
I think we better leave pretty darn soon.
As you say that, and you're all beginning to move away from them, you can see that the road turns to the north a little ways ahead, and the sounds of the blacksmith, the bing, 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 are coming from that direction. But as you start turning down that way, coming from the east, heading in your direction, you can see a very tall man, flanked by 3 guards. This guy is freaking tall. Like, Urzak, what are you, 6'3", 6'4"?
6'6", I think.
6'6".
Let me check. Yeah.
Okay, so he's actually only a couple inches taller than you, but still, that's pretty big. He is very, very tall. He is also completely bald. He has very dark, angular features. He's a light-skinned man, like all Barovians tend to be around here. But he's very dark of complexion. He has dark bags, circles around his eyes. His face is narrow and lean, and he has a long nose. He's dressed in somewhat finery. He's wearing a little bit of armor, and he has a wolf-lined cloak over his shoulders. He also has, underneath that cloak, but peeking out from the back of it, a very, very large battle axe that's slung on his back. As you all kind of pause for a moment, and as you're turning, you can also see something very strange. While one of his hands are like just at his side, swaying like they normally are, but one of them is bright red, like dark crimson red. They're tipped with dark black claws. In fact, now that you're looking. The last thing you notice is that right on his pinned to his cloak, right above his breast, he has a sheriff's star pinned there. You continue on down the road, I assume, making your way towards the sound of the blacksmith, which you can see probably about 60 or so feet ahead of you. It's one of those big, wide open spaces. The forge itself is always open to let out all the heat. The blacksmith's standing there, big, burly, beefy-armed guy, large black beard, hairy arms. His chest is completely bare other than the apron, the leather apron that's over it. And he has a horseshoe that he is just pounding away on. As you draw closer to that, I imagine you all kind of look back at that sight of the sheriff, because he is an odd specimen to see. I'm going to go ahead and show him to you right now. just so you can actually check out his picture there. But,
Hey, so handsome.
right? You watch as he's walking in towards the center of the square, which is why you can see him there. He walks over to the 4 guys who have been building that bonfire there. He seems to be talking to them for a moment. He walks over nearby to the building that's right there to the south of the main road. And it seems like he's pasting something on one of the walls. You can't quite see what's there, but he kind of steps back and looks at it, and then you see him kind of motioning to his other guards and handing them a large stack of papers and a bit of like a can of paste and a brush, and starts pointing around as though telling them to do the same. And as he steps away and goes back over to the bonfire and begins talking to those men, you can't see like it's just a square piece of paper, a poster that's been pasted to the wall. But you continue on, making your way to the blacksmith. And as you arrive, the guy is putting the horseshoe down into a little barrel of water nearby, and he looks up and sees you all. He kind of gives you the head nod of, okay, what do you want? And then sets down the horseshoe to kind of look at your group.
Hi there. We're just passing through and looking for some equipment if you have any for sale.
He kind of eyes you up and down a little bit, just kind of gives you this long look, one to the next, to the next. He kind of does that, sucks his teeth a little bit. I do have wares for sale. Not many, mind, but I do supply the local gods. What are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for some new armor, actually. I'd be willing to trade my old set as well if you need some scrap.
He steps towards you and kind of walks around you a little bit, examining you. What do you wear? Split armor?
It's chainmail.
Chainmail. Okay.
Yeah.
So he makes you lift your arms up, kind of checks the seams and that sort of thing, looks over the chain. You've been in quite a few fights. I'm sure you've mended things, but there is some wear and tear on it. He looks you over and he says, Don't get much requests for armor. Do the occasional sword, that sort of thing. I suppose I have a few things that might fit you. He goes back and kind of glances through all of his things for a little bit and rustles around a bit before coming over back to your group with a chest. He unlocks it and lifts it up and kind of rummages through it a little bit. He says, there's a handful of things here. You looking more for a medium style or something heavier?
Actually, I think maybe something a little lighter.
Lighter, you say?
Well, medium, I guess, but...
So... Let's see. He does have... So, let's see. So the things that he does have, as far as medium armor goes, I imagine you're looking for half plate, right?
I'm actually just looking for plate.
For what?
Breastplate?
Breastplate? That he does
Yeah.
have. He does actually have a
Okay.
breastplate. He kind of fishes it out a little bit and pulls it and dusts it off a little bit, and he says, "Now this one I didn't actually make, but traded for. Years ago. Group of adventurers, they called themselves. Traveled through these parts. Needed some coin, so they sold me this. Oh, let's see there. I'd be willing to take that chain off your hands for 50 gold. For this piece."
All right.
He kind of he looks at it a little bit. He says to you, "I suppose I'd be willing to let this go for 1,000.
Let me double check and see how much I have. Okay, one is two of these. I gotta do some math. Does anybody else need anything while I do some math?
Yeah, absolutely. Does anybody else have anything they want to look for?
Yeah, what is it that I need to make regular bullets?
Lead.
Just
Lead.
Lead
Okay.
and some alchemical components.
Okay, I'm gonna see if he has that. I would like a decent amount.
I do have lead. I could probably sell you 5 gold worth. That'd run you about. That'd basically be like 5 pounds of lead, which is kind of heavy when you think about it.
I'll take it because I'm gonna just make them into bullets. So yeah, I'll just take five gold worth of lead.
Okay.
I mean, who knows when I'm gonna be able to get it again?
Yeah, absolutely. Is anybody else looking for anything?
I kind of would like a hand crossbow, if there is one available.
Hand crossbow. Yes, I do have some. I can sell you one of those. Let me just check to see how much they cost real quick. You said hand crossbow?
Yes.
He comes back with he has a few different crossbow sizes. Most of them are heavy, but in the back he does have one hand crossbow he brings down. He tells you for this 100 gold pieces.
100 whole gold. What if we do 80?
Make a persuasion check. This is a very high DC.
I got a 20.
20. He looks at you and he says, "You don't want it, you don't have to buy it." Actually, I said that line wrong. I'm going to say it again. You don't like the price, you don't have to buy it.
So cold-blooded. I guess.
Okay. Take 100 gold off your character sheet, and you can add on a hand crossbow. To add things to your character sheet, just go into the compendium and type the word hand crossbow, and you can drag it and drop it right on your character sheet.
Okay, let me try that out and see if I do it right. You said into the compendium? Okay, I'm good after that. You guys can go on while I figure it out.
Everybody else got what they need?
I
I can't
think
imagine
so from
Cog
here.
needs anything really.
Okay.
He's still got his 20 silver-tipped crossbow bolts, and
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't really use those. He hasn't yet, so.
It's always good to have, though.
I think I want to look over this armor that he's presented. Is it just like basic breastplate, or is there something more to it?
Make a you can make an investigation check. If you're proficient in like blacksmithing or anything like that, like blacksmithing tools, then you could use that instead.
Okay, I am not from the looks of it, so I will just do investigation.
Fair enough.
12.
12. You examine it, and it's certainly a much more intricate design. There is some very nice etching around the sides of it, around the neck and around the bottom. You do also notice that the gray of the metal is darker than most steel that you've seen. But other than that, it just seems like functional breastplate. But the quality's
Okay.
good.
Mm-hmm. You did make somebody gave this to you some time ago, and you've not found any use for it. Is that correct?
I don't wear it, if that's what you're asking.
I'd be willing to take it off your hands for 400 gold, plus the chainmail.
He laughs very hard at that one. Give me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use the coin.
Okay. What does that make your total?
That would be 25.
That is exactly what you needed. The DC was 25. He laughs at you, I will say, and he says, "I like the cut of your jib. I will let you have it for 600 gold, plus the chainmail."
Well, that's still out of my price range, unfortunately.
Hey, in the party equipment list, it just lists coin. Has that been divvied out, or is that really just sitting there for the party? Because there's 670 gold pieces in the party equipment list, and I don't know what that would be from. I didn't put it there.
You haven't been divvying it up. You've been keeping it together because you've been using it for like components and stuff.
All right. What do you have in your pocket?
490.
Well, then you can take 110 from that.
If that's okay with everybody.
I'm fine with that.
You're getting a 4 and a coin discount? Yeah, I'll change that to 560 now.
There you go.
I mean, it's there to be used, and it's going to help the party in the long run.
Right?
Sure. It is going to lower my AC by 1, but it also takes away my disadvantage on stealth, which I figured would be better in the long run.
Yeah, we kind of stealth quite a bit.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
I'll do that then.
you have a slightly discolored but serviceable breastplate. Is everybody completed? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm good
Yeah.
here.
I mean, unless he's got like extra ammunition or something like that, or he could easily silver for her hand crossbow while we're here. What would he charge for making special bolts for her? Because I'm sure he understands if we ask for silvered tip, the mere fact that a week ago they just had fucking
Oh, we have
a wolf
silver
killing
tip
spree.
in
I'm sure
stock.
he's. Yes, I mean, what would I guess I think a case usually by the 20, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
let
the
me
typical.
double-check
How much
real
would?
quick. I am just looking real quick. Okay, looks like silver arrows cost 2 gold more than standard ones. And let's do arrows cost.
Yeah, I don't think we paid a whole lot when I got mine.
Okay, yeah. So a case of 20 arrows cost 1 gold, plus 2 gold per arrow for the silver tipped. So that would be 41 gold piece. Let's just say 40 gold piece. 40 gold for 20 bolts.
Okay. I can't get it pulled over. I'm struggling. Will you help me?
Yes.
Close it, because it's one of those things like if you expand the thing.
She's on her iPad, so it's different.
Oh, gotcha. As I say, it's a pain in the ass when I add stuff to. Like you have to re-close it, reopen it, then drag it over, then expand it and move it out.
Yeah, just bear with me 1 second. I can help you.
Thank you.
So I won't badmouth Roll20 this time, because remember what happened last time. Sometimes it's got its quirks, but that's why we love it, right, guys?
Exactly.
Don't crash Roll20.
Please, for the love of God.
That was like an absolute the whole site. It wasn't just us that time, though.
There you go. There's your hand crossbow.
Thank you.
And then, do you know where, like, your ammunition just below the short? I guess the characteristics you can put 20 silver tipped bolts there. Just keep track of them.
Already did. So I am that quick. Okay.
I was doing it for her, so yeah. I mean,
Okay. So, as you're all completing this, Urzak, you've taken off your chainmail, handed it over. Do you need me to pull on a breastplate for you?
No, I got it. I just wasn't able to take off the chainmail from my Roll20 sheet.
Should be able to.
I said.
It's no worries. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah. I set it to having 0 of it in the thing, and it didn't just like go away.
Oh yeah, there's a little lock icon at the bottom right side of the items. You have to click on that first to delete things.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. As you're all completing these purchases, and Urzak is putting on his new breastplate, you gotta just kind of clamshell it and then buckle it. I imagine somebody's probably helping you. You notice that Vide, probably, yeah.
Knows exactly where to clasp it.
Yeah, gotta make sure it's extra snug. Anyway, as you're doing that, you kind of glance down to the south, and you can see that sheriff, the big dude with the weird arm, is making his way towards your group. He's about halfway down the road now, but at the short distance that you have between you, maybe 60, 70 feet right now, 100 at most, you can see that their eyes are locked right on your group. And as you're looking at that, you all glance back at the blacksmith. And up until this point, like the blacksmith, he's had more of a smirk on his face than anything else while dealing with you. But the moment his eyes lock on the sheriff, he too puts on that big smile.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, pleasure doing business with you. Why don't you all move on now?
Thank you.
He seems to turn and head back into his shop, carrying that chest of armor that he had along with him. As he's doing that, the sheriff is coming up quite a bit closer, and his eyes are kind of locking on one another, and he raises that demonic-looking arm in a salute, and then points right at your group and bellows, "Hold on there! I need to speak with you." This man is not smiling. In fact, he is scowling quite severely as he approaches you all. However, the three soldiers, the three guards that are behind him, they all have those big plastered fake smiles on their faces. But even then, still, their eyes are kind of grim. They have short swords on their sides, and one hand is clasping that. They have a spear in their other hand, and they're kind of walking along. And obviously, they're backing up their main guy as this big man approaches you all. He comes up to your group and just stops and crosses his arms and looks over each one of you. Haven't seen your faces before. When did you arrive in Veros?
Well, just last night, sir.
Just last night, you say?
That would be correct.
He
maybe more mid-afternoon, but the principle is sound.
He comes over directly towards you and is like, he's obviously very purposely looming as he just has his arms still crossed, looks down at you, Corwan, and he says, "So which is it, small man? Afternoon or evening?"
Well, it was I said mid-afternoon. It was getting towards the evening time. It's more of a clarification point, sir. It wasn't exactly last night, as in, later into the evening. We got here, spoke to the town guard, had a conversation with them, moved along. They instructed us where the inn was, and we went there and got some rooms, had some dinner, and spent the night.
I wish there was a fast-talking check in this game. Give me a persuasion or deception, your choice.
Well, I mean, he's not lying. It's exactly what they did. I mean, it's 9, but it's like, I mean, it's exactly what happened.
You know, you all don't seem to be having a good time here in Veros, are you? As he looks over each of you.
Well, we haven't really had the chance yet. We did just get here. We're just making some transactions. This, lovely gentleman. Trying to go over. We heard about this great toy shop. We do have a child with us. He's not with us currently, obviously. Is with a friend of ours back at the inn. We heard about this great toy shop that we're going to go check out that place next.
So who here is still trying to maintain their fake smiles? Just give me a raise of the hands.
I'd like to think Cog is doing it through his talking. He's just having a cordial conversation with this gentleman, and he's just like, "Hey, we're just trying to figure out this town."
So Dyto, I did not see your hand raised.
Oh, no, I am. It's just, I don't know if you'd call it a smile or not.
Well, that depends.
It's just like that, one of those just like polite ones, because you see someone smile, you're smiling too, but it's not like a big smile.
Mm-hmm. He kind of looks over each one of you. I don't know. I'm not seeing a whole lot of smiling. Well, there's a little bit of one on your faces, but how do I know? They are real.
We actually haven't really got to enjoy your town yet. To really get one of them. I mean, this festival we heard about. We actually didn't really hear much about it. Just the gentleman in the town square said they're doing something for the burning festival of the Blazing Sun, I believe.
You've heard of that, have you?
We didn't know when it was supposed to happen. They didn't give us that information, or perhaps we just weren't cordial enough to ask.
He snaps his fingers and reaches backwards, and you see one of the guards quickly pull a piece of paper from their side, hand it to the sheriff, who comes back around and says, "Well then, why don't you let me be the first one to invite you to the greatest celebration of the year?" And he forcefully shoves this flyer into Urzak's chest, hitting your new breastplate. And it makes a kind of a odd sort of hum as it takes that hit. But Urzak, you notice that when it hits you, there's not a lot of kinetic force felt by your abs. Like almost none whatsoever. In fact, you didn't actually feel anything. You like the push kind of made you lean back a little bit, but you didn't feel anything come from that breastplate. However, he slams that right into your chest, and I'll go ahead and show you what you see. The flyer says, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendants and children are required. Rain or shine. All will be well. The Baron." It's done up in lots...
And children?
Mm-hmm. That's literally what it says. And there's like the scroll work and it's made to look kind of fancy, but you can also tell it was very hastily done, and on like there's ink smudges and all sorts of shit on it. Well then, as you're all here in Veros, I'm sure we will see you there. The festival starts in 2 days.
That's just what I was about to ask.
Indeed. 2 days from now, when the sun is first beginning to rise, everyone is expected in the town square. We will be lighting up the bonfire, and the Baron assures us that as he does so, the sun will blaze in the sky, ridding Veros of the clouds that hang overhead, and we will finally see the sun for the first time. It'll be
that
great.
would be fantastic. I am definitely looking forward to that, sir. Is this in reference to a deity that we should know about, or is this just the blazing sun is going to happen, or is this? I mean, is there anything attached to it?
He looks at you again, and he actually kind of scowls and scratches his head for a moment. And
I'm just a
you would have to
scholarly
ask the
type, sir.
Baron about that. I have no idea.
You know
He
what?
comes
I
up
think-
with the most amazing festivals. I don't know where he gets his ideas.
Does he spend most of his time up in his manor, or does he come into the town very often, or?
He comes into the town quite often. I'm sure he'll be around sometime today. He no doubt is having his own breakfast.
If I get a chance to see him, I will ask him. I'm very curious. Thank you, sir.
Make sure you keep those smiles up. The guards are watching. And if they see any of you not having a good time, you'll find yourselves in the stocks quicker than you can blink. So don't forget. All will be well.
So the way you ended that. That's got me smiling now. Sure, Cog's smiling as well. Through me.
Come along, boys. You all better keep your noses clean. One wrong move, and it's the stocks. Anything further, you're going to be clasped in irons. Don't make one misstep.
I sure won't. But quick before you go, do you know where this toy shop we keep hearing all these good things about? Do you know where that is?
He looks at you and just kind of sneers, but one of the guards behind him goes, "Oh, you mean Blinsky's? Oh yes, Blinsky is well, he's on the southern side of town. You can't miss his shop. It's big, it's bright. Go back the way you came towards the main street. Turn heading west until you come to the next intersection, and then you make a left going south."
Thank you, sir.
He kind of he nods at you, and you do notice that he was one of the guards on duty that evening.
Oh, birds aren't real. That one. One of those guards.
The sheriff looks at his guard and just kind of smacks him across the face. "No one asked you, idiot. Come on. We've got other things to be doing. But don't worry. I'll be around. And I'll always have my eye on you." And with that, he turns, swirling his cape, obviously to show the battle axe on his back, and begins to walk away.
As he walks away, I very quietly say to the rest of the party, "So why doesn't he have to smile?"
don't know. Good question, but I wouldn't ask him just yet.
Well, yeah, I don't want to upset the potato guy. So. Yeah, his head looks like a potato in the picture. That's all. The baked potato head, like a skinny version of the baked potato creatures from Doctor Who.
The
That's all I can see.
Santarans.
Yes,
God.
he looks like a skinny Santaran.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, kinda. I can see that.
So yeah, let's not upset baked potato head. Oh my god, is his outfit silver? Please let it be silver.
Yeah, most of the
Mhm.
stuff are... that's just the paintings they do of Barovia. Most Barovians are colored in gray colors.
So, kind of almost silver.
Sure, whatever. Your headcanon's what you want it to be. But you do watch as the sheriff walks away, but he does occasionally glance back to see what you're up to before continuing on. So, where do you all want to go from here?
Unless somebody else had an idea, I'd say let's head to the toy shop.
My story.
To Blinsky's.
Okay. Let's see. You make your way across town, heading down from the blacksmith to the main square of town, where the bonfire has been fully set up at this point. It's been erected in kind of a neat little pile, a squarish thing with as many as they could filled into the middle and then steepled on the top. And the four men who are working on it are currently leading their donkey and cart down towards the south. You continue on, heading past the inn and down towards the south on the other side of the loop, towards this place where you see it's you can see it's very much a cramped building. It's mostly made of stone. It has a tall roof made of shingles. The entrance to the shop is little more than a portico. It's very dark, above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse, with a bee engraved on both sides of it. Flanking the entrance are two arched, lead-framed windows. Through the dirty glass, you can see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." The door is shut, but through the dirty glass you can see that there are lights on. So, you are able to enter the store without issue. The door jingles. There's a little brass bell hanging from the door itself as you enter this very stuffy and very much so hoarder is the word I was looking for. It's very much a hoarder's den of toys. They're just all over the place. This guy must make them non-stop because they're pretty much everywhere. You can see all sorts of odd things, from dolls to miniature gallows to odd shaped hanging bats and imp-looking like creatures on strings with flappable wings. You see that there's a large merry-go-round with snarling wolves chasing children in place of horses. There's all sorts of random crap in here. And as you close the door and it jingles one more time, you see a heavyset man wearing a moth-eaten jester's cap come walking out from a curtained door just behind the front counter. You see this man. He is, well, let's see here. Where's that handout? I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. There you go. As I said, he is a heavy-set man with wide cheeks. He's sporting a brown goatee, and he does have a little bit of hair peeking out from underneath that blue and green jester's cap that he's wearing. It even has bells on the tips of it. He's a little bit pot-bellied. He has an apron that's kind of straining around his middle underneath the big old pot belly he's got, which jiggles as he walks. And you notice on his shoulder is a freaking monkey just perched there, hanging, going...
Do we kill him for his monkey?
What the...
As you say
the
that,
word.
as you say that, Blinsky's like, "What do you mean? You are not going to kill me, are you?"
That wasn't in character, but...
Sure, fine. But what he does actually say is, hello, welcome to Blinsky's. We've got the best toys in all of Barovia. Well, the only toys in Barovia, and I make all of them. My name is Gadov Blinsky, and I welcome you to my shop, Blinsky's. Are you here for some toys? I have many, many.
Why, yes, we are. Well, we want to pick up a couple.
Okay, I'll be happy to sell them all to you. What are you looking for? Tell me about the children that you are looking to purchase these for.
One talks a lot.
One talks a lot. Well, if your child talks a whole lot, perhaps what would be best for him is a toy that he could talk for. He walks over to one of the shelves and he picks up what looks like a ventriloquist dummy. However, it's in the shape and form you recognize. Strahd himself, Strahd von Zarovich. It looks exactly like the Count.
Yeah, I don't know that the kids that we were buying for will be interested in that.
Oh.
That's a bit art imitating life right now.
Well, that is too bad. This is a big bestseller. I have made many of these, and he goes and puts it back on the shelf. Well, if you do not like that, I do have, these wooden set of gallows. It is complete with a trapdoor and a weighted hanging man that you can put in and use. So perhaps if he likes to talk, this will teach him not to talk so much.
Do you have anything less deathy?
Less deathy?
What? I do not understand what you mean. These are all very fun toys. I made these
special. What do we know? We just met these kids, so...
This is Barovia. Do you have any like little maybe doll, like soldier, like carved out like soldier dolls, or?
Oh yes, I do indeed have soldiers.
Knights.
He comes and points you over to a small section that has a lot of little figurines, like made out of pewter and hand painted, of all sorts of different soldiers, all butchered in horrific and grotesque fashion. Some of them have a sword going right through them, cleaving them halfway. Some of them have their heads like turned around backwards, limbs missing and kind of laying on the ground, on the pewter ground that it's attached to. They're horrible.
These are a little more extreme than I was expecting.
Oh, these show the children the horrors of war. They must learn these things ahead of time because, you know, there's a very good chance that they will be eaten by wolves. But until then, they can at least be happy with the toys.
Okay. What about good old-fashioned blocks with letters and numbers on them? I have a feeling these, maybe the situations they've been in, perhaps they don't know quite how to read just yet on their own. And if we have these letters, we can help them by helping them form words and things like that. That education is fun. And he's going to look at the whole group. He goes, I defy all of you to say education isn't fun.
Yes, education.
Okay.
Oh, we love it.
He says, well, I'm not quite sure. Perhaps I can go look in the back.
I'd appreciate it if you could, sir. That'd be great.
He's like kind of fussing a little bit. Blocks. Have I ever met blocks before? As he walks away, the little monkey that's on his shoulder kind of jumps up onto one of the shelves and just sits there on the top of it, kind of watching you all as the Toymaker walks back behind that curtain into the next room.
Guys, I have a question. And maybe it's because I'm sorry.
He's gonna say, he goes, say it in Elvish. I don't know what the monkey speaks.
This is more for the group out of character.
Okay.
But say it in Elvish.
I'm going to say it in Elvish.
You say it out of character in Elvish.
Hey, while you're...
I remember...
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I remember we got the doll that has the tag that has the Blinsky logo on it.
Uh-huh.
Did we get that from the granny in the house?
Yes.
That has to
The crazy lady?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's looking for her child?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
One of y'all kept that thing.
Yeah, I was like, does anybody have it? Does anybody
I'm pretty sure,
it?
I think Delphine might have it.
Cog sure shit wasn't going to hold on to it.
That's fair.
Because it was just as creepy, if I remember, as the friggin' murdered toy soldiers.
Pink Chic Geek has been in chat. She's been saying that you should buy something. She said buy that, and then gave us 100 bits.
Gallows.
The gallows.
I think
I have to know if the gallows is just a small replica and actually works, because that's gonna.
You want to try it?
We're gonna have headless dolls.
Yeah, she said the gallows.
Okay. Yeah, she did say the gallows. So you walk over to the gallows, Delphine, and check it out. And sure enough, there's a little lever right there in the top of it. You reach out and kind of push it, and the trapdoor opens and drops the guy down. The noose tightens around his neck, and you actually kind of watch as the color of the doll, like it's just kind of a wooden doll, but it starts like turning purple.
Oh my god, this
Yeah.
was first, guys.
Very realistic for a child's toy.
Huh.
I
Interesting.
don't think we're gonna find what we're looking for here.
Well, we gotta get something. I mean, unfortunately.
Let's hope he finds some blocks. If not, maybe a couple sticks. They can get creative.
We have sticks already.
Do they have like a cup and a ball? I mean,
Well, since you're
Paddle
all
ball?
alone in this room and looking about, why don't you all give me investigation checks?
Baseball glove and a baseball?
18.
13.
That's a 6. I don't see anything.
I will elect to do mine with disadvantage because Urzak's eyes are glazing over in this place.
That's fair.
Still got a 10. Did it not show up? Okay.
No, it didn't show up. Weird. Okay. So Corwan, you are looking about, and there is no cup and ball, unfortunately. There's something that's similar to a cup and a ball. The ball is carved to appear to be a child, like curled up, and the cup is actually a wolf's head.
Mouth, yeah, I was gonna say.
And, yeah. However, something does catch your eye. Now, imagine, if you would, for me, a room filled with toys. There is that the front counter, I guess actually it would be a back counter because it's opposite the door. Right in front of that doorway where Blinsky had walked into. It's just your standard counter. There's a little old-timey cash register-looking thing on it. There's some shelves behind there with all sorts of different toys. But one of them actually strikes you and catches your attention. It's a doll. The doll is of a young woman. It's actually very, very meticulously crafted. It seems to be carved of wood. It has red hair on its head. It's dressed in a simple blouse and breeches with a backpack on its back. But the more you look at it, you're like picking up these details. Those eyes that are in there, they're glass eyes in the wooden head. Perfect blue. The lips, slightly rosebud and red. The chin is angular. And as you're looking at it, you're like, holy shit, that looks exactly like Irina.
Do you think Irina would like that doll?
The question is, why does it look like her? So you just get lucky, or...
Well, we could always just ask him what his inspiration for it was.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe Irina passed through this village town?
Well, she said she never really left her
She
house.
said she's never left her home, yeah. Well, we'll just ask him, hey, this looks interesting. Where'd this come from? And see if it's for sale.
You have you have your chance, because a few moments after you're all kind of gathered up at that counter staring at it, Blinsky comes walking out from the back. His hands, however, are sadly empty. He says, I am sorry. I wanted to double check to be sure, because you never know. I make things all the time, but I have never made blocks before. However, I do take commissions. I would be happy to make some blocks for you if you would like me to.
How long would something like that take?
Well, I don't have anything I was planning on making today. I was just going to hang out in the shop with my little monkey, Piccolo, and I thought I would just do that, so I could probably have it done by first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah. How much would something like that cost? And just, I guess they're speaking common, I guess, or is he speaking like I mean, like a
Well,
Barovian version of common?
So
or...
they do like everybody you've been talking to since arriving has actually spoken common. It's very heavily accented, and every
Yeah.
so often some of the words they say kind of sound a little off. But you've gotten used to it at this point, which is why I've been talking more normally as you've gone.
Yeah, if you could just, give us the whole alphabet, and that'd be great. That sounds fantastic.
Absolutely, I would be happy to do that. This is going to be a rush job, so let us say, how does 2 silver pieces sound?
That sounds fantastic, sir.
Excellent. I am very happy to do this. I will take 1 gold piece as down payment now, and 1 more upon delivery tomorrow.
Wait, you said
1
2
silver?
Yeah, 2 silver
Or-
pieces. Yeah, so
You
1
said
silver.
You said two. You said
Sorry.
one
One
gold.
gold.
Sorry. 1 silver. Sorry. He'll take 1 silver as down payment.
It's
And
the old bait and switch.
yeah, the old bait and
Right.
switch. Give me the gold now, and then give me a silver later, and then it will be paid for. Now, 1 silver piece down payment, 1 silver piece when you come to pick it up in the morning.
That sounds great. Yep, right away.
Is there?
We're also interested in this doll over here with the striking blue eyes. Where
He looks over and picks it up and says, yes, this is the best doll I have ever crafted so far. It is truly a masterpiece. A one-of-a-kind Blinsky. Well, not one-of-a-kind, but it is the best one I have ever made. Unfortunately, it is not for sale. As he places it
that
back.
is unfortunate. You said it's not necessarily one of a kind. Did you have some that maybe look similar but weren't as good a quality for sale?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh, that's 5.
Oh, I make many dolls over my lifetime. Many, 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 many dolls. Blinskis are sold far and wide throughout Barovia. Everybody come to me because they need a Blinsky. Because as I always say, is no fun, is no Blinsky.
We have heard that before. That's why we came to you, sir.
Hey, Ashley just actually redeemed an advantage for you. So you can roll again, Cog.
I hope I don't waste it. I did. That's a 6. It got better though, Ashley. So you're welcome.
Does a 6 help?
That was the
No.
DC, actually.
Yeah,
right?
that was just the DC. You were so close the last time.
His weird, creepy doll of our companion? Yeah, no. Of course, it's just a 6.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there anything else I can do for you? As I say, there are so many toys here. I'm sure your child will love to have a few. And they
As
are
I
not too
look around,
expensive.
as I look around, do I find any that are more on the more
Are there
pleasant
other dolls?
side?
Yeah.
Make for me a perception check.
That's a 7. Why is it in
Five-
a row? 5,
5, 6, 7.
I mean, Cog, because he's like, he's looking for at least some kind of a non-butchered bloody doll. If he could give her help to give her advantage,
Say that again?
he'd be looking for other dolls that aren't like butchered bloody soldiers. Besides you can't hear me at all.
No, I can hear you.
Okay, if he could give Vide assistance on that, give Vide advantage on that, or Cog will roll. Perception if you want.
If you want, yeah, go for it.
Please be an 8.
Shit, is close.
Well, 7 did eat 9, so I mean, I guess 8 is just.
So here's the unfortunate thing. every single toy is creepy AF. There's malformed dolls with strange leers and sackcloth dresses. There's a plushy werewolf stuffed with sawdust and has wood-carved babies next to it that it can fit down its throat. There's this wooden puzzle box carved with these creepy it-like clowns with needle teeth. There's a coffin jack in the box that when you open it up, a Strahd puppet pops out. I could just keep going on. There's so many horrible, horrible things.
Maybe for the other children, that one would be okay, but not for Davos. Don't want to give that little fucker PTSD. She's loud enough as it is.
Danika immediately buys the Jack in the Box. No.
You have a very good eye. Let's see, where did that go? It cost 9 copper pieces.
Danika looks at them with like a little, please? Can we get it?
Are you asking me or are you asking them?
Immediate purchase.
You know what? I'll buy it for Danika. How much was it? 9 copper?
9 copper.
I'll buy it for Danika.
Thanks.
Okay. You want me to keep describing horrible toys, or y'all good?
I think we're good.
I have a question for Mr. Blinsky.
Yes, I am happy to answer any questions you want.
Do you remember all the dolls you made? How good's your memory of your toys?
I mean, I've been making toys since I was a little boy, so I cannot say I remember making every single thing I've made, but I have a good memory.
Danika goes over to Delphine. Do you still have that doll we got from that lady over in, back from Lincoln on the Town?
Jova?
Yeah, Jova.
I believe so. Pull out my backpack, and it's probably like all the way at the bottom at this point.
And as you're digging through your backpack, you feel a sharp pain as something bites you. You draw your hand back, and there are teeth marks on your hand, and you're bleeding. You've taken 2 points of damage.
The fuck? I'm gonna turn it over. What just bit me?
You turn it over and dump it out, and all the contents come out, and there on top of it is that doll laying there. And there's a little stain of red on its mouth.
The fucker just bit me.
Biting dolls? That does not seem pleasant.
Yes.
Do you remember this doll?
I do recognize that. That is Biting Betty. That one is that is a very good doll that I made. It actually has real teeth inside.
You don't say.
They felt pretty real.
Has it bit anyone else while we've had it?
No, it's been in my bag since we had it.
Interesting.
How does her hand look right now? Does it look like...
It's bleeding. It doesn't look great.
What teeth did you use?
That I got... I used, I used baby teeth for that one. That way they are the right size. Say that. Oh yes, people will sell anything these days, even their baby teeth. But it makes excellent toys!
popular with Betty.
Well, this is the only one I have made, but she appears to be very well loved, so I would say that, yeah.
Do you remember the little girl it got sold to?
She was, I did not meet a little girl. I sold it to a lady when she came to the village. I think she came from Jova. That sounds about right.
Okay.
Many come to Jova to purchase my toys. No doubt she was expecting or planning to have a baby, and, she wanted something special to have in her baby's crib.
So she got a biting doll.
Absolutely.
As one does.
It teach the baby young not to put its fingers in other things.
There's a comment
Delphine,
there.
you can keep that.
I guess I won't be putting my fingers in other things for a while.
That's probably not a bad idea, especially here.
Wow.
Well, I certainly hope that you are going to clean up this big mess you made in my store.
Well, I will have to put my stuff back in my backpack, so that'll be a yes.
I imagine you grab two things, like maybe a book and your bedroll, and try to scoop up the doll to put it back in your bed.
I stick a sock in its mouth. Chew on that for a little while.
Oh, please let it be one that you've worn through a swamp or something.
It's the one I was wearing when I pulled everybody through that river.
Oh wait. What about the poops? The poop shoes?
Well, that's Danika's sock.
Danika, do you want to donate your poop shoe sock?
I mean, if somebody is in need of it, you can have it.
Okay, you take Danika's stinky sock and shove it in the doll's mouth. You have to kind of pry its lips open and its mouth open, and as you do, you can see the row of baby teeth in the wooden mouth that's just kind of been stuck into little holes there. So you shove it in the mouth, and it's a doll. It doesn't react.
And then I put everything back in my bag.
As you're doing that, Blinsky says to you, you are obviously not from around here, and you are well armed and armored. Can I assume that you are adventurers?
I think that would be a pretty fair assessment.
Interesting. I don't suppose you would be interested in perhaps making a different kind of deal. You see, I have heard rumors that there is this device. It is called a clockwork man. It was invented by the greatest inventor and toy maker who ever lived, Fritz von Werg. Von Werg invented a clockwork man and brought it to Barovia. I have heard that it still lies somewhere in Castle Ravenloft. And it is well known that adventurers eventually end up there. So, if you are able to find this masterpiece and deliver it to me, I would be happy to make for you any toy you ever desire.
What about that one? And I point to the one that looks like Irina.
Any toy but that.
He
He said make. I'm not asking for that one. I'm asking him to make one exactly like it. He said anything we desire.
make a persuasion check with advantage because he very much wants this Clockwork Man.
Alright, persuasion is not good, but let's go. 16.
Weird. I wonder why it's not popping up for me. Okay. Yeah. With your 16. Oh, it's weird. I see it there, but I don't see it there. What's going on? Oh well. Anyway. Yeah. With your 16. He hesitates a little bit and he says, "You know what? If that is what you wish, I will absolutely do that. If you are able to bring me the Clockwork Man, I will make you an exact replica of this masterwork doll I made."
What was your inspiration for it?
He hesitates a little bit more. Make an insight check.
Eight.
He's difficult to read, but he puts this kind of big O smile on his face and he says, "I wish I could tell you. I truly do. You seem like such very nice people, but... well... okay. To be completely honest, you all seem like very nice people, and I don't want you to get on the wrong side of the law, so it is the sheriff. The sheriff, well, he has been making me make these toys for him for years. Sheriff, his name is Urzak Strazzini. Urzak Strazzini, and I'll type that out for you. Strazzini, yeah. Urzak Strazzini. Urzak Strazzini. Sheriff Urzak is a vicious and heartless man. Even I cannot find ways to bring him joy. But he has been coming to me for years, insisting that I make these dolls. He comes to me and describes them. He tells me that it is the woman of his dreams. And so he keeps at making me do this, but he do not pay me. Instead, he threatens to burn down my shop if I do not make them for him. And he can do that too. I have seen him. He does not need flint and tinder to make fire. He just can do it. And he does his hands like, magic.
Like this?
Well, kinda, sorta like that, but a lot more angry. If you
Well,
get
I
my
mean, I don't want to accidentally burn down your shop. As creepy as it is, this is your livelihood.
And I appreciate that, though I do not appreciate the comment on creepy. But he is a vicious man. And he will absolutely burn down my village if I do not make him, so I make him his dolls. He probably has 100 or more by now.
Danika turns to the rest of the group and she's like, Y'all, I think my stomach is bothering me. I think I'm gonna return to the inn. And then she's like, she'll turn to Dyto, because Avengers of Delphine and Danika. Dyto, will you come with me?
You know what, Danica? Why don't I come with you? Things are weird around here.
Okay.
So they are. Is it okay? We're gonna leave. We're leaving.
The two of you turn very quickly, I guess, and head out of the toy store. And I think that's actually a good place to take a break, because it's 8 o'clock, or almost. So we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks, and when we return, we are going to find out what Delphine and Danika discover as they go racing back to the inn. So stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, our expedition kind of split up. Delphine and Danika have just run out from the Toymakers shop, Blinsky's, and are currently making their way towards the Blue Water Inn. I imagine the two of you kind of have a little bit of pep in your step and are hurrying along as quickly as you can without making it look like a full-on run.
I'll tell you what, Danika has the city secrets background, so she can move through the city twice as fast.
Absolutely, you can.
Amazing.
And you do. You make your way up to the Blue Water Inn, and you kind of go running into the common room, which is where the last place you saw Irina at. And sure enough, she's still there. She's at the table. All three children are pretty much full, mouths full, almost completely empty bowls in front of them. They're kind of chattering as they're going. Irina's just sitting there. She has a cup of something warm in her hands, and she seems to have like a hand on her head like this a little bit. But she's right there.
Irina, I think we should go back to her. Well, we're going to approach her. I want to look around the room, too. I want to see if there's anybody in there. Who else is in there?
Make a perception check.
Perception. 19.
19. So there are a couple people sitting there right now. There is two men in leather armors. They have dark cloaks over their shoulders. They're sitting at the bar and are currently eating from bowls of their own. They have long bows propped up next to the bar. Next to them, they have a full quiver hanging from their waist belt. But they're there. There are a pair of Vistani at another table in the far corner. You can recognize them by their very, very flamboyant dress and manner. The two of them are sitting there. They have wine cups in their hands. They both have plates of, looks like sausages and potatoes in front of them. Other than that, the only other person in the bar is that stout-looking man who you saw earlier today. He is dark of hair, a little bit of gray in there as well, kind of portly. He looks like your typical average innkeeper, and chances are that's probably the wife of the lady or the husband of the lady you met last night. But that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make my way over to Irina and the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna be like, guys, I think we should go back upstairs to our room.
Irina looks up at you and kind of has an odd expression on your face. What is it? What happened?
I just have something to talk to you guys about.
Okay. You heard Danika. Children, come on. I did find a good book. But first, you all must wash your face if you want the special toy that they have promised to buy each of you. The children.
Thing, so her Jack in the Box.
The children kind of cheer a little bit. Yeah, toys, toys! And all three of them get up off their stools. Irina follows. You do have to go outside of the common room and out into the street to get to the staircase that leads up to the rooms you've all rented. But you did rent them for... Actually, you only rented them for the day, didn't you? I believe you did.
I don't know. Did we?
I believe you only rented them for the day. So
We can get more money.
chances are
Yeah.
that Innkeeper will come find you and get more money. But you can have the room for the next day. What is it? I can't remember how much.
When they come around, I'll pay it.
Let me just double check to see how much they.
I think it was like 5 silver a room, or it was Electrum. You added an Electrum. I think.
Yeah, it was an Electrum. I just don't remember what it was. I said I'll look it up and tell you later. It's not important right this
Okay.
second.
Before we leave, like
Yeah.
when we first exit the bar,
Uh-huh.
Danica's gonna lead the way first before she has everybody follow her.
I'll bring up the rear.
Yeah, she
Is
just
the,
wants to have the first look outside.
Okay, make a perception check.
Perception.
Oh, it's 1 Electrum piece per person per night.
A 9.
Yeah, the road seems clear.
All right. The road seems clear. Let's go.
You all hurry, going around, because it's just like you kind of walk out from the inn, go around the side of the wall, and there's the stairs that lead up to the second-story balcony over the common room that kind of looks down on it, and you're able to get into your rooms and close the doors behind you. What do you say?
Well, I'm gonna tell the kid. First, I'm gonna tell the kids about that Cog is having a custom-made toy for them that we won't be able to have till tomorrow.
And you hear a chorus of "Tomorrow."
I know.
The littlest girl. Well, God damn it, what's her name? Tereska. The little girl Tereska. She looks up and says, "But you promised us 1 toy each if we are good. Does that mean we don't have to be good no more?"
That means you have to be good for a little longer than you expected.
They all just kind of sulk a little bit at that.
Well, y'all, read your books over there in the corner.
You all
Damn.
go, and before you touch any books, you go wash your hands and your face in the basin over there in the corner. She comes, grabs the two of you, and she says, "Okay, what happened? What's going on?"
So we went to the Toymaker shop, and there was a doll there that looked extremely similar to you. Pretty spot on. And apparently there's a gentleman here in town who requests hundreds of these dolls made. And then Danica's going to kind of describe Isaac Stranazi to her. Do you recognize this guy? Or does he sound like anybody you know?
She kind of thinks and shakes her head. No, I cannot say that I have. They certainly never came to my father's home in Jova. It does not sound like anybody I've seen before.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I am worried about your safety here.
He didn't seem like a very nice guy.
She kind of thinks thoughtfully for a second and says, well, there are not a whole lot of nice people in Barovia, so... But I do take your meaning. I will be on guard. And I have already said I planned on staying in the inn today. Perhaps we will just stay here in our rooms.
That might be for the best.
But people downstairs have seen you. And from what we've experienced and seen of the sheriff and the way he's described, I think it's best if we stay with you for the time until the others get back.
She kind of shrugs her shoulders a little bit. Very well. But if what you're saying is true, and yes, people have seen me here, perhaps it might be wise to go somewhere else. Not now, not while the sun is up. But if this person, if they are making dolls, I don't even know what to do about this information, to be honest. Part of me questions how they would know me and why they would make dolls of me, and I want to question that.
I have a few theories, but that's just all they are theories. Nothing's been proven yet.
Well, there is something strange about this town. There's something strange about the toy shop. I'll have to show you my Jack in the Box later. She side-eyes the kids.
Danika, last night you mentioned that the church. You said they welcome everyone. Did you not?
They do. At least that's what they said. That's what Father said, at least.
She kind of thinks on that for a moment. While that's going on, let's check back in with the guys, Urzak, Vide, and Corwan. The ladies had just...
I gave Davos my cantrip spellbook so he can practice.
Okay. I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen because of that.
Oh, no, not at all.
The children are sitting down and with the books at this point, and Irina is just kind of sitting there on the bed, thinking for a moment before the kids, call her over, and she says, yes, I will come read, hold on. And she kind of gives you both a concerned look before turning and heading over to them. Like I said, let's go ahead and turn over to the guys now. Urzak, Vide, and Corwan, the three of you are at Blinsky's still. The ladies took off at a run. What are the three of you doing?
He would just be like, I don't know what that's about. But I will be back tomorrow to pick up the block, sir. I was like, you look at the boys, like, you guys want to get anything else, or?
I think I'm good here.
Are you sure? For 9 copper pieces, you can bring joy to a child in need.
You know, when I pick
Marty,
up the block,
you're muted. Sorry, go ahead, Cog.
I was like, when I pick up the blocks tomorrow, I will take another look and see about getting something else as well.
Very good, very good. Urzak, what were you trying to say while you're muted?
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Okay. Urzak's kind of looking around. He's like, this kind of thing is foreign and unnecessary to me, and I have no interest. Thank you. Good day.
That is a shame, but if you ever desire to want to see a child smile, make sure you come back to Blinsky's. And as you're walking out the toy store, you just you hear him calling out, "Don't forget, if he's no fun, he's no Blinsky."
I don't think any kids would find those. I
Yeah,
don't say
probably-
this within his earshot, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's face it, we all personally know somebody who would love all of those toys. I'm sure there's someone, but in game. Yeah, those toys were a little rough.
I'm a little worried about how those blocks are gonna come out.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, could you really fuck up a block with letter A on it? I mean, I know just by saying that, I mean, oh my God. Typically the blocks have an animal representation or something to represent something that starts with the letter. Dear God, what he could figure it out up with that.
A is for Aboleth. B is for...
Oh,
You're kind of picking up the direction that I'll be going with that, yeah.
it's like, hey, you know what? If he could actually
B is
carve
for
an
beheading.
If he can carve an aboleth into a block, I mean, that'd actually be kind of impressive. As long as he doesn't, come to life. For 2 silver, Matt, the blocks won't come to life, right?
I mean, they're
Seems pretty
blocks,
cheap
right?
on the enchantments.
They're blocks, right? Nothing bad can happen with blocks.
You know, plenty of people that know fire-based cantrips. We're good.
I've got my trusty pat my gun on my side.
Was there anything else we needed to look at in town, or we just want to take a walk around and check out the festivities, or go find out why the ladies took off so quick?
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
more
a feeling
concerned
why
about
they
that,
took off.
to be honest.
Well, I mean,
yeah, we might want to make sure they're.
It was right after he said that, I don't know how he described. He's like, old beefy arm.
Old potato head.
After we found out that he's obsessed with someone who just so happens to look exactly like our companion. And he's gonna kind of see you because keep it up to you. It's a little weird, don't you think, fellas? With a big grin on his face.
Yes, totally.
He'd say, I mean, he's like, all right, side real quick. Do you know any other languages?
I
do you
think
know?
I think everybody in the party knows Elvish, right?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of elves here.
I know. Let's see. I know deep speech, speech, gnomish, infernal.
You picked one of the most obscure languages. I think only beholders know deep speech. Isn't that like their
that's
I
few other
don't know.
things.
I don't know why I picked it, but I picked it.
No, there's a few other
It
things.
is what it is.
I took it as a character once just because he happened to be working as a bounty hunter for a beholder. And that's why I was like, you know what? I think he needs this. And it was for a one shot.
Mhm.
So I was like, he needed to know deep speech.
Well,
All right. Anyway, well, you know, you don't speak. I mean, yeah, I know halfling, obviously, but I mean, we know Elvish, so he'll look at Urzak and start saying him Elvish. Like he goes, it's like we need to keep up appearances, and hopefully these people don't. Their horizons haven't been broadened, 'cause they don't get too many pointy-eared individuals around here.
as you say this, you're passing a few commoners. They all have those big fake smiles on their faces. They kind of glance at you as you say this, and they just kind of shake their heads and walk off.
Did we happen to find just the couple of educated commoners in Barovia? Like, but yeah, let's head back, you know. But let's tell me a funny story from your childhood, Urzak, so it looks like we're smiling. Anything?
I don't know how people do this all day.
Fuck, why did I ask you? Vide? She's like, oh my god, that's even worse. You know what? I will tell us the tale of the mighty.
Much.
It's like I'll just tell us a mighty tale of, or a tale of the mighty, you know, Apollyon the dragon. It's like because he's, like I said, he's obsessed with the.
Again.
He's obsessed with the. Hey, you know what? It's like this is an animated story because I mean, I never met the man, but I've heard stories. It's like I've heard them from people who have met him, and apparently he shouts his name everywhere he goes, screams "Golden Boy," but then he's an animated fellow. That's what we need right now. We need to look the part, right? So yeah, he's just gonna start regaling a tale of, you know, something in one of the books. I would like to think that, you know, because they did stuff after all of that. So maybe at one point Apollyon had a goofy, just something really weird where he went off and he was doing something obviously strange that Apollyon would have done. It's just, you know, it's a mighty story of heroes.
Absolutely. You eventually rejoin your friends back at the inn. Danika and Delphine have themselves positioned by the doors just in case anyone comes charging through. But you find them all kind of holed up in one of the rooms at the top of the inn. So what's the plan from here?
So I have a feeling I know why. But you guys kind of took off rather abruptly. And it even weirded out. Somehow you weirded out Blinsky, and I mean, holy shit, that's hard to do. So, little decorum next time. Remember where we are.
Danika just like, well, I have a history of bad stomach issues, okay?
Oh, you know what? Just try and not be so abrupt next time, and not be so abrasive. Or we gotta keep up appearances here.
I'll try my best. I'm just gonna mumble. I don't want to hear that from a little. No, I'm not kidding.
Well, old Beef Arm is looking at us really weird. So we need, I mean, especially if word gets back to that guy. I don't want to find out why the arm's all bloated and red. I don't. I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, that seems. What if it's contagious? I mean, can you imagine me? I'm 3 feet tall. I mean, would. Yeah, that would look weird. I'd have to like wrap it around myself. Now you smile. God. Anyway. don't want to set that guy off. We have to play this as cool as we can. Anywho, so what's going on?
So I'm gonna let them know about possibly going to the church at nightfall.
Man, that's not a bad idea. I mean, are we certain even the church would be able to protect them?
We really aren't. We're not too certain of much right now.
Now, the innkeeper lady, how did we want to pronounce her name? Wasn't it because she's Danika, and the name wasn't it the exact same, and we were
Yeah, so we
Was it
went with
Danika?
Danika.
Danika.
Danika, that's what, yeah, because
Danika.
you were overemphasizing another letter or vowel. Well, she seemed, kind of sympathetic and a little understanding of the situation. Perhaps her husband, I assume that was the gentleman working the bar downstairs. Perhaps, they can help us? They don't seem like they're towing the party line with the old smile or die. And it does seem like, because I guess would you have described at this point, your interaction with who I guess we call him father or brother,
What's
priest? I guess, what do we refer? I mean, what's the guy that was like running the church? I mean, what title are we giving him?
Gotcha. Let me double check real quick. Father. His name was Father Petrovich.
Father Petrovich, right? I guess, did Danika, would she have said, or did you stuck off on your own? Have you said anything yet about that?
I probably did in the morning. I figured I told everybody.
All right. I mean, and they were holding some kind of like vigil for. Wasn't it they were holding like a vigil for the people in the stocks? Or wasn't it somebody had died?
Well, you did hear about people in the stocks, and one woman was
That's what she was listening to them.
Yeah, there's another woman who was upset because her son has been wrongfully imprisoned by the Baron.
So potentially we have maybe some allies we could exploit in this town. But I mean, I have a feeling, just based off of all of the mission and field reports I have over the decades, this town seems very, very submissive. And I think it's going to take some great act of rebellion for them to ever join our side. They seem very browbeaten. We're going to have to be very careful who we trust. So, if you want to trust this father, I mean, as a holy man to holy man, I got to give him some kind of, a little bit of credit. We can go. I'll trust your judgment.
Listen, I don't have the best judgment.
Well, no, you have a talent. See, you're not cutting yourself enough slack here. You have a gift for reading people and for seeing people for who and what they are. Not saying you have the best insight on most subjects, but you can read if somebody is a good or a bad person. So that's all. I mean, if you got some kind of a good vibe and you believe that maybe we'd be safe there, at least that's a potential spot. So we have them. We have what was the woman's what's her I guess is it
Luna?
You're asking about the
I don't remember what her last name was.
Let me check real quick.
Just the innkeepers. I mean, he would refer to them as a a couple and not just by
Where
their
is
surnames and
that
not their
in
first
my
names.
notes? It's around here somewhere. Okay. Yeah. The innkeeper is Erwin. Erwin Martikov is the innkeeper,
The husband. Okay.
and her wife was Danika.
His wife.
Yeah, his
Or
wife is
unless I
Danika.
don't know. Hey,
Yeah,
in this day and
his
age.
wife is Danika.
Perhaps the Martikovs are also someone we can trust. Obviously, Blinsky is not someone we can trust. But these are feelers. We'll feel them out. Unfortunately, getting Big Beef Arm, convincing him we meant no harm, we did tell him we were staying at the inn. So hopefully he doesn't want to come investigate. If he does, things could kick off in a big way. No, I realize I didn't just give the DM ammunition against us.
No, of course not.
He already knew he was gonna fuck us that way. Come on, give me some credit. It's like I played with this man for 3.5 years. I know what's going on. So yeah, let's.
As you've been
That's where we stop.
kind of discussing this, Irina does speak up and she says, "To be honest, I like the idea of perhaps moving to the inn, or not moving to the church if the church is willing to help. Churches are still holy places, and there is much power in these things."
That is true. Even in your hometown, I felt consecration when we were there. I could feel the power it was holding back, even in your Jova. So something.
Danika, Delphine, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do either of you understand the nature of illusion magic? I have seen you turn invisible before. Can you use similar magics to perhaps change one's features?
I have magics that can change my features, not somebody else's.
Yeah, disguise self is a touch, but
Is that
It's a self.
Is that something you could teach somebody?
Oh.
Oh.
That's
Yes. It does take time. Mine's not. My disguising isn't learned though.
Well, you gotta think. She went from not knowing any magic or realizing she could to doing quite a bit. Maybe it's in there already.
But it is definitely something that can be learned. It is in one of my spell books.
Could I perhaps see the spell book? I understand it's complicated and different, but if I could perhaps understand the theory behind it, maybe I could attempt something similar.
Well, I mean, lucky for you, when it comes to this particular spell, I'm just assuming, because we don't really know how you got your magic, is something I can just do, but also that I've studied and learned. So we can go over both aspects of it and see which way works best for you.
I think I would like to do this as soon as we have some time.
It is a sorcerer spell as well, so potentially if we think that's what she is.
I mean, is there anything else we're doing?
That's actually what I was getting ready to ask you.
I mean, I really don't think we have much until tonight. And I honestly think that
Yeah, I mean, what? I guess is it afternoon now?
Yeah, it's probably early afternoon, just around lunchtime, maybe.
All right. Well, we could probably. I mean, I'm wondering if Urzak could. Here, I'll do this. I guess in character. It's like, I wonder if maybe perhaps just to keep up appearances, Urzak and I could make more ourselves seen in town, or Danika, if you wanted to. I guess did we see that bard? The guy that was playing, was he in the tavern when we walked upstairs?
Nope, you haven't seen him.
Perhaps,
Ricardo.
perhaps if you wanted to maybe offer your services, a plan that could give a reason why you're here. Like Vide, you could just kind of be her protector. Give you a reason to be here, but I don't know. I mean, if I almost wonder, I mean, would it be better if all of us just stare? Should we make ourselves seen in town, to keep up appearances? I'm just asking the group, taking it to a vote. What do you think we should do?
I wouldn't mind if we wanted to explore a little bit more.
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel
maybe
like we
getting
have,
a little bit more information might help.
I feel like we have part of the story here, and we need to learn more.
I mean, I am suggesting that he go with me, but I mean, go ahead and give us another smile, big guy. And then if he does it, he goes, "That's fucking terrifying." Now, yes, the people in town, they're also smiling weirdly like that. But it's not really natural.
Irina has also kind of been watching this. She says to you, Urzak, perhaps if you think of your friend, the blacksmith, you could put on a much more realistic smile.
You know, Matt, that's supposed to be me making those jokes, not you.
But that wasn't a
I mean,
good.
you missed your chance.
I mean, you're traveling together. You are influencing each other.
Yeah.
So she seems to be picking up a little bit of cogisms.
Yeah. That's a good idea, dear. Or, don't want to make anybody else here jealous. But,
Hey, Urzak, give me a Constitution check to keep yourself from blushing.
Yeah, I think Urzak just like blankly stares at Irina for a second, like I just truly dumbfounded, wasn't expecting. It's a 17.
Yeah, you do maintain your composure, though.
it ain't easy being green, huh, buddy? I mean, can you relax that and make it look a little more natural? I mean, I get it. You grew up within the Church of the Five. Granted, more weakened, I don't dare say bastardized version of the original Church of the Five. But you grew up in a militant organization of it, so I understand things may have been a little more bleak in your childhood, but did you ever have any truly happy moments?
Kind of thinks for a few minutes.
Did you see a gaggle? A hound of puppies? What would you call a group of puppies? You ever saw anything like that? Anything?
I was given my first sword at the age of 4, and it's all I've known.
Wow. Oh my boy. You know what? If we ever make it back home, you need to let me write a book about you, because I mean, I need to study you. You are an anomaly
For science,
Yeah, it'll be good. I won't make a spectacle of you, but you get to the bottom of some of the things up here. We need to work on some stuff. But all right, how about this? did you ever rank up? Or did you ever feel pride? How about that? Pride is another form of happiness.
Yes, I suppose so.
All right. How can we transfer that pride into a smile these people will believe?
I think there's a bit of like just deep concentration on Urzak's face as he sits there and thinks about it, and then thinks like that part of his life is functionally over now, and kind of goes, and he tries for a smile, and it just kind of like immediately drops to nothing, and he sits there like.
Urzak, I want you to give me a charisma check. However, Ashley N has redeemed an advantage, so you get to roll this an advantage to try to put on a little bit of a better smile.
Okay, just straight charisma, not like a saving throw or anything.
Nope, well, you can add your proficiency to this. I don't mind if you're able to. So if you want to make this a save, you can.
Okay. You said with advantage.
With advantage.
All right. Okay, that's a 13, I guess.
Dude, you're a charisma-based
You have
character.
+6.
I got a 2 and a 7. Leave me alone.
I mean, the smile Urzak puts on is an improvement.
The eyes still just don't match. Like that's 99% of the problem is that the eyes just don't match at all.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I'm gonna try something now. Now, when it's over, just remember we're still friends. In fact, we're family. Just go with it, okay? I'm gonna try something and see if you can release some of this tension.
I'm really worried where this is going.
I'm also very worried.
He's gonna cast calm emotions in the room.
Wow.
Now, it's only up to a minute, but he goes, just go with it, buddy. Give in.
Well, that's a charisma saving throw unless you choose to let this happen.
He would actually goes, trust me. Unless you want to really fight against it, it's up to you.
I think like outwardly he has the idea that like he wants to do this, but there's something like inward that still is like no, that's okay, and I will make the saving throw.
God damn it! Don't watch now. He's gonna fucking crit this or something.
Yeah, no, it's a 4. That's a 10.
All right.
I'm really so bad today.
You actually feel pretty calm right now.
Right.
The tension just drops from your face, and your shoulders relax for probably the first time in days since you've been to Barovia.
He's just gonna say, he goes, all right, buddy, it's only gonna last for a little bit right now, but I just need you to think calm thoughts, picture anything.
We all have to roll.
If you wanna fail it, or if you wanna roll against it, you can.
Irina succeeded.
If he doesn't want to be calm.
He's like, all we're
definitely
doing here,
succeeded.
bud, is I'm just trying to show you a feeling that you can have all the time. You gotta release some of that tension, buddy. We're all friends here. We're all family.
Yes, Ashley. It is the spell Calm Emotions. If you did not
It's
see,
like, I am here for you. I'm your friend. So he's just kind of letting that, just giving him a moment of clarity, so where it's not all just, I got my first sword at 4. God, did nobody just, like kiss you on the forehead?
No.
Yes, they did. That blacksmith. Oh, it
Well,
wasn't the forehead.
That was a head, but it wasn't.
I gotta go. Goodbye.
we broke Marty.
So he's just, now it does say, it can be, if you weren't friends at the time, you can be hostile again, But he's just saying, just calm.
Well, for that moment at least, there's some calmness in the room. You all had that minute of zen, or at least some of you do. But eventually, it does go away. But you know what, Urzak? One last time, give me a charisma saving throw at advantage to see if we get a good smile from you.
19.
There you go.
In that mimic moment, while everyone is just breathing, the children are quiet. They're not making a sound. They're just kind of sitting there with their books. Irina is watching thoughtfully. All of you just take this deep sense of calming, peaceful breath. And in that moment, you see a true, genuine smile on Urzak's face. And that's where we're going to end things this evening. So well done, everybody.
There are beers somewhere in the room we can grab real quick for.
Well done, everybody. You haven't died yet. That's always a good thing. Thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back next week as our expedition continues to look more and more into the secrets of this village, which there's a lot going on. We'll find out more when we return here in 2 weeks. But before then, as always, we like to go around the table and have everyone tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And Marty, since you're the one who did the recap, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Hi, I'm Marty. I'm on vacation. I'm not plugging anything this week. See me in 2 weeks.
Enjoy your vacation, buddy. Brandie, you're next.
Hi, I'm Brandie. You can find me here every other Wednesday as Vide on Curse of Strahd, every other Monday, the opposite Mondays as Maiko on Aether Tech Wars. I'm on the socials as River Dragon 82. That's River with a Y. And I would like to say, tonight's episode is brought by Emotional Support Cats. Go get one today if you don't have one. And I'm sure Sasha really enjoyed that.
She definitely did.
Wait, isn't that the old one that you say bites you all the time?
No,
that's
not the old one.
Oh, that's cat. Okay.
Yeah. She does bite me all the time. My cat is the old one.
Yes.
Okay.
Joe, you're next.
Well, besides Cog here every other Wednesday, on the same this Wednesday week, you can find me as Zolos Vonneguth in Aether Shanties. I play somebody similar to Cog, where Cog is more of a loving asshole. Zolos is just an asshole. So, I mean, come have that. It's actually kind of fun. I almost got everybody killed on Monday, and I am so happy that nobody else died. But yeah, Blood for Stone on Twitter, X, and right now you can find me arguing with conservatives about dumb shit they say. So, if that's not your cup of tea, definitely don't look me up.
As one does. Okay, Natalie, you're next.
Hi, I'm Natalie. You can find me here every other week as Danika on Curse of Strahd. That's about it. Thanks.
That's about it. Dyto, you're next.
Hello, I'm Dyto. You can catch me here, but also, as with Brandie, I will be doing Aether Tech Wars on the alternating Mondays that Strahd is off. Mostly I'm over on Lost Caravan. On Friday, I will be doing a JRPG called Ryutama. I had to think about it because I always mix up the A's and the U's in that But it's a very cute Final Fantasy-esque, where I am playing a farmer who raises bunnies and sells their fur, kind of like sheep. And it's going to be really cute and it's going to be really fun. And yeah, you can find me on my socials at Dyto11, where I usually post what I'm doing because it's usually too much to remember.
Ain't that fair? Well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me here every Monday and Wednesday running games for these awesome people. Other than that, you can occasionally find me over on All on the Table TTRPGs. They are in association with the Transverse, promoting trans rights, and All on the Table is the channel where we run a bunch of games. You can find me there twice a month, the second and fourth Saturdays of the month. This week, I'm also over on Lost Caravan RPG. I'm going to be there Saturday. I'm playing my favorite curmudgeon wizard, Edward Poe. He is absolutely bombastic and just a general curmudgeonly jackass, and it's going to be amazing. I love playing this character. And I'm really looking forward to playing him again. So, come check me out on Saturday the 16th at 7 o'clock, I think. 7 p.m. Central. And other than that, on behalf of everyone here in the Sonnet of Blood crew and everyone with Random Rhapsody, I just want to say, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may you live until you die.
Until you die.
And good night, everybody.